I didn't watch TV as a kid. But when I became an actor, I kept doing more research. But when I got the audition, I watched a few episodes, kind of got the gist of it. Then when I got the role, I really went into it and saw that it's, this great show that I had just completely missed my when I was younger, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty similar for me. I watched like one episode during the auditioning process because I hadn't even heard of it beforehand. But I really based a lot of my auditions off of Harper because once I saw her, I was like, "Oh, wait, that's kind of like my character." So that's really what got me through all the auditions. And now that I am actually in the show, I have started watching it a lot more. I'm on like season 3. But yeah, it's actually a really good show. So I'm very honored to be here.
Well, I'd heard of it, but I hadn't really watched it until I got the role. And once I did, I just binge watched it and I finished
Mhm.
everything. And I loved that I found that my Milo character is so similar to Max, and it helped me because I realized it's not like it's good to have a character like Harper that you can just watch and be like, oh, so that it helps you remind what your character, you remind yourself what your character is.
Right.
And I think that the show is also just so amazing to have a legacy like that that we can carry into this show. It's just awesome.
Right. Speaking of like legacy,
It's such an honor. I mean, looking back at the original show and then hearing about all the fans that love the original show and that are so excited for this one, it's so cool to be able to give those original fans and new fans a show that they've been wanting for a really long time.
Yeah, I'm also like really honored. I feel so blessed. 'Cause the show is amazing and now we're making a whole another one and it's gonna be just as great. So I feel like yeah, there are so many fans and that's really helping us not be as I don't know, nervous, I guess, because
mhm,
it usually takes a while to build up your fan base. You know, you're making a new show. No one's
right.
really ever heard of it, but this is Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yeah.
We already have an audience.
We have Yeah. I think it's like this show is different but the same, the Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. But
Mhm.
I love that we have, yeah, like a little jump start to our franchise, and we already have a little bit behind this so that people will come watch it. You know, this will be a big show. And yeah, I think it's just amazing to have that, like, and all those people behind and all those backstories that you can just relate to and all that.
At first I did, like on the first day maybe, but
Mhm.
especially in that first week, both Selena and David, they made it such a playful and safe environment that you just felt like it was your home from day 2. Um and I felt like these people were going to care for me and make sure that I was having the best time that I possibly can be.
Um, yeah, I think I was definitely intimidated because and not even just because it's such a popular show and these cast members are returning, but mostly because it's just a big show. I mean, it's my first time really being having a big role like this. And so especially since they filmed the pilot without me. And so I felt kind of nervous coming in since
Mhm.
they had already spent like a whole week together and I felt like I was just going to be an outsider. But the more time I spent with these people, they really warmed up to me and I warmed up to them and they're family to me now.
I mean, at first I was like, oh my God, meeting Selena Gomez and David Henrie, I was very intimidated. But then as you go along, I mean, both of them just help me be a better actor because if I'm doing a line and I'm like, I don't really know how to say this, David will just come in or Selena and they'll be like, how about you say it like this? And I'm like, that is awesome. I never would have thought of that. And I think it was at first intimidating, but after a while, after getting to know them, you realize they're not just like you, but they're relatable.
If you could have magic powers for like one day, what would you do with them?
Oh, it's such a big question. I think I'm gonna try and beat the system here. I think I would use my magical powers to conjure a lamp with a genie inside. I don't think that's the system.
Not at all. But world peace, and also, I'd like to eat all the food, all the delicious food I can without getting full.
Ooh, that's a good
Mine
one.
would be part of two wishes. It would be one to solve world hunger and maybe get myself a little bit of extra McDonald's too. Using a wand for McDonald's, I know, but McDonald's is magical. I'm telling you. 6-piece chicken McNuggets with, I call it a milkshake. They call it a milkshake, but I think if they're calling everything McNuggets, Big
Mhm.
Mac,
Why did they not
milkshake.
think of that?
It's
That's
milkshake.
Milkshake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's right there, guys. Come on.